जो माने निजर ना और एनरोलमेंट नंबर लिखिन चैट बॉक्स रे सेमान को अनुरोध से माने निजर निजर ना और एनरोलमेंट नंबर चैट बॉक्स रे लिखि दियो आगे जो माने आगरु लिखितलो से समय रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट हे नथिला जा पले सेटा लिखि जिवो जो माने लिखि छबि से माने आउ थरे लिखि दियो ठीक अछि चैट बॉक्स रे निजर ना और एनरोलमेंट नंबर समस्त को लिखि दियो Students, please write your name and enrollment number in the chat box. Many students have put their name and enrollment number before the recording. Now I have started the recording. So please write your name and enrollment number once again. Arun Naik, you are requested to switch off your video, please. You have put your video on. Okay, thank you. Muna Khatun, please switch off your video. Rasmi Manjari Behra, please switch off your video. Moranika Sahu, please switch off your video. Muna Khatun, Kuni Parcha? Muna Khatun, please switch off your video. Do not show the image of your bedroom to all the students, okay? Please switch off your video. When you are interested to ask question, that time you switch on and ask question and then immediately switch off. Muna Khatun. Muna Khatun, please switch off your video. एतरे स्पीड मध्य कम है हाँ थैंक यू एतरे स्पीड मध्य कमी जाए जेते बेले सब ऑडियो वीडियो सब ऑन करी समस्त रखिले ए जो प्रेजेंटेशन रो स्पीड कमी जिवो यू नॉट बी एबल टू हियर द रिसोर्स पर्सन क्लियरली नॉर यू बी एबल टू सी द रिसोर्स पर्सन क्लियरली so please keep your audio video in mute position thank you all. Okay, let us start our presentation. Before we start our presentation, let me welcome all the students of B.Ed program, those who have opted for teaching of social sciences, because there are 4 optional papers, 141 to 145. So we are dealing with now 142, that is teaching of social sciences. So yesterday we had completed block 1, that is pedagogy of social sciences, and all the 5 units have been very clearly discussed by Dr. Bhuvaneshwari Mishra. Dr. Mishra is very much online. Welcome, Dr. Mishra, and good morning to you.
Thank you, sir. Good morning also to all of you.
Yes, yes. Dear students, your resource person is already available and she is very much there. And today we'll be dealing with block 2, which is teaching learning process of different subjects of social sciences like history,
Yes.
political science, geography, and economics. So these four things, Dr. Mishra will be dealing with one after another. And towards the end of the presentation, we'll be taking up questions. So in between, please don't intervene so that the flow, the constant flow of presentation will be obstructed. So you are all requested to keep your audio video in mute position and listen to the presentation of Dr. Mishra till the end. And when we announce that question answer session is started, then you ask your questions to us and we'll take
Yes.
up those questions. So
Okay.
thank you, Dr. Mishra. Please start your presentation on BS
Okay.
142 block 2.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay. Okay, dear students. Now we will start our session. And you know that today we are going to deal with block 2. And this block 2 is about teaching learning process in different disciplines of social science. And yesterday already we have discussed that social science is a multidisciplinary subject, and it is by taking the different disciplines like history, political science, geography, and economics. Okay, but even though it is an interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary subject, but it maintains the discipline of each and every. It means specific disciplines are not mingled with each other, and it has given a specific space to each and every discipline. It means, suppose whenever we are going to teach history and we are talking regarding history, definitely it has some certain specific methods, teaching learning resources, and also we can say the approach different than geography, different than economics and political science. Okay, so and this block 2 is about teaching learning process regarding specific disciplines, and here we are given importance on the four disciplines, and this block is about only 4 units. And first unit, which means unit 6, is about history, teaching learning process in history, and next unit is about teaching learning process in political science, and third unit is about teaching learning process in geography, and last one is regarding teaching learning process in economics. Okay, so first we will start from unit 6 onwards. So unit 6, then we are going to discuss regarding teaching learning process in history. First, before going to discuss teaching learning process in history, we briefly discuss what is history. Why history has got a space in the school curriculum? Is it required that each and every student must have idea regarding our history? So, if we will ask these questions to ourselves, definitely there are a lot of answers to us. Like, what is history? History means, it is derived from the Greek word, and history means a study of the past. Study of past. Or we can say, history is about study of human beings in the past. It means till the ancient civilizations till the present, whatever the things are already done by the human beings and the human civilizations, these all the things are recorded or coded, and according to time when it is recorded and the present dates when we want to visualize what is going to occur in the present situation, we must have to go back to our past, to study our past, so that it will give an idea that we can lead our present in a more meaningful way. So for that purpose, history is very important, and each and every child, each and every citizen of this society must have a proper idea, knowledge, awareness about our history. Okay, so that's why history is very important, and but mostly we say history is like a mystery, but not like that. Then as the students, they will not get interest in history. Okay, and we, by being the students in the school, whenever history period is there, history is there, we will not get the interest. So not like that, but it depends on the particular teacher. Which teacher is going to teach history? And interest towards a particular subject in the mind of a student mostly depends on the teacher. If teacher has is able to create that much interest among the students, is able to motivate the students toward a particular subject, definitely it will create the interest among the students. So but being a history teacher is definitely a challenge, because nowadays, if you will say in the present situation, according to the demand of the subject, if most of the students are mostly interested to learn the subject like science, mathematics, and English like that. But when we are talking regarding history, people will think that it is the study of overnight. No need to read about all those things. Overnight before the exam, we will study it and we'll get the marks. But not like that. History is a very interesting subject, and to create interest and motivation among the students for history depends on the teacher. So for being a history teacher, we have to that much active, and we have to that much innovative, so that we will able to create interest among the students. Okay, so history means overall we know study of the past and study of the human beings, and there is nothing else is left without history. Suppose we will tell anything you take in the society, everything has its own history. Suppose an individual has its own history, a family has its own history, a state has its own history, a civilization has its own history. Each and everything has its own history. So nothing, a subject, if you will talk about geography, geography has its own history, economics has its own history, mathematics has its own history. So like that, if you will think, history is a very interesting subject, and it is there at everywhere. It is there at everywhere. Okay, so history is a very interesting subject, and by being that, and it is very important for all of us, each and every child must have sufficient knowledge regarding our history, so that the child will have the different type of ability like the analyzing capacity. History will encourage the synthesizing capacity. History will encourage the reasoning ability among the individuals, so that for this purpose, history got a very important place in the school curriculum in social science. Okay, so it has its own importance. That's why it got a very specific place in our curriculum. So now you have got the idea why it is important. But we know that yesterday also I told to you, history as a specific discipline is not mentioned in the in primary stage up to 5th class. Social science is about study of environmental studies. But from the elementary stage onwards, it means from class 6th onwards, history is mentioned specifically as a subject in the social science. Okay, so we are teaching about history from class 6th onwards. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th at elementary, secondary stage. It is a compulsory subject for our school children in the curriculum. Okay, and it has a specific weightage also. Whenever we are going to see the social science, history, geography has more weightage than compared to political science and economics. If you will see, the more of the chapters and most of the contents are belonging to history and geography compared to political science and economics. Okay, so history has a very significant place in our curriculum. So now today in this unit we will discuss what is, how, if you will know how it is, history is how it is, then only as a history teacher we will get the sufficient idea how we will teach it, what the teaching learning materials we can use for teaching history, and we can say how we can learn also how we can evaluate history, how we can conduct the assessment in history. So for a history teacher, or to be a all-round history teacher, we can say effective teacher, we must have the in-depth knowledge regarding all these aspects. Okay, so we will discuss all these things in a hierarchical way, that what is nature of history. Okay, and nature of history. And I have prepared few of the presentation PPT, PowerPoint presentation for you, and I will show all those PowerPoint presentation to you at the time of explaining all these concepts. Okay, first we will discuss about the nature of history. What is the nature of history? Already I told to you, nature of history is the study of the past. So if you will go back, flashback, then it is called as history. Okay, that is the nature of history. And another thing is that history is very comprehensive. As social science already I told you, it is very comprehensive in nature. History is also very comprehensive in nature. It means history is going to involve many aspects. Like that, we can say we are going to involve in history, the world history. We are involving our nation's history. Okay, and we are involving and we are giving weightage also to the foreign countries like European history. And according to time, if you will say, we have the history about our ancient time, ancient history, like medieval time, medieval history, and also in the modern time, modern history. So like that, history has the different aspects and it is going to cover many more things. And for that purpose, we can say that history is very comprehensive in nature. Okay, and history, it is related to many more subjects also. It has the interrelationship with other subjects like geography. Understanding history is very difficult without having the geographical knowledge. Okay, suppose I told you now world history, European history. So as a history teacher, we must have the idea regarding geography. Otherwise, we cannot be a effective teacher in history, because we have the geographical. When I am talking regarding Europe, there must be a mind map. In my mind, there must I be able to locate. In the world map, I must be able to locate where is Europe. Why Europe history and Indian history, and what is the relation is there between these two, and how Indian history is related to world history. Okay, and whenever we are talking regarding civilizations, we must have idea what are the ancient civilizations are there. Okay, what are the oldest civilizations? Suppose I am talking regarding Indus civilization, I am talking regarding Mesopotamia civilization, China civilization. So I must have idea geographically. I must be able to locate all those things. Where is Indus civilization? At present, what we are going to call as India and Pakistan, those areas are previously called as the Indus Valley civilizations, like that Mesopotamia civilizations. Now, which areas are known as the Iraq, Iran, like Tigris and Euphrates rivers, where it was there, and the civilization near to Tigris and Euphrates river are called as the Mesopotamia civilizations. Okay, so the purpose of telling all this thing is that as a history teacher also, we must have the sufficient geographical knowledge so that we will be effective. We can go to the depth and we can understand. And one thing you remember, history is not only about the memorization. Mostly people will think, what is history? We can memorize and we can cram something so that we can write and we get the mark, but not exactly like that. If you want to understand history, definitely you have to understand, you must have the understanding regarding time span, what is the time, in which time what has happened, whatever the contemporary things are occurred in the different time in different areas. Suppose I am talking regarding the ancient history. I have, when we are talking regarding ancient history, we are talking regarding the different civilizations, as I told you. So I must have idea that what is the contemporary civilizations are there when in the civilization is there in India at the time, what other civilizations are there in the world. Okay, Egypt, now if you will take Egyptian civilization near to the river of Nile, at that time it was there at present, which is called as the Africa continent. So like that, we want to be an effective teacher in history, definitely we have in-depth knowledge in geography. Okay, so history is related to geography. It has the interrelations between the different other subjects. Okay, it is related to geography. It is, suppose we are talking regarding political science. Previously, political science is not got the status as a different subject. It is taken from history. It is taken from history. So the origin is the history from where we got the political science. Because we know political science is nothing else the science of state, or we can say the science of a country, or regarding the rules and administrations. Okay, we have taken and make it a different discipline and make a subject. So it has an interrelationship between history and political science. So like that, economics, each and everything, these all are interrelated to each other. And if we were talking regarding science also, whenever we are going to study science, we have to go back to study what is the history of science, how the things are invented, who invented, when it was invented, what is the initial stage of it. Okay, so like that, history is a subject which is interlinked to many more subjects, and it has a depth bonding with other subjects. So as a history teacher, we must have a overall idea regarding all other subjects, and whenever we are going to study history, same time we have to go parallelly whenever we are getting that something is related to science, we have to, at the time of teaching history, as a history teacher also, we have to go to the science, and we can give examples from out of that. We can go to geography. So we as a teacher must be able to interlink, so that only this teaching of history can create interest among the students, and it will be more useful for the students, the learning of history. Okay, so this is the nature of history, what now I have explained to you, and it is also, I also told to you what how it is interlinked, relation of history with other subjects. Okay, and also the scope of history. If we will specifically talk about the scope of history is very vast, and it is interlinked to world history, ancient history, modern history, European history, like that. Just I'm presenting some few of the PPT, just you go through of it. So we have now discussed about the nature of history. As I told, nature of history is study of present in the light of the past, study of human being in relation to time. History is the history of the growth of human consciousness, and it is comprehensive in nature. Already we have discussed about all these things. Okay? And we have discussed regarding scope of history and also relation of history with other subjects. Now we will discuss what are the main aims and objectives of teaching history. Why we think that our students must have sufficient knowledge regarding history, and we are going to teach this subject. So we can say that we want to create the understanding ability within our children, and that is the main objective of teaching history. Our students must understand that what has already happened. They must know that, they must understand that how the present time came into exist by seeing or by visualizing the past things, or by seeing the past things we can come to the present. So we want to promote self-understanding among the students. That is the main objective. We want to provide proper concepts of time, space and society. Suppose history means, already I told you, it is the study of the time. When we are talking regarding ancient history, I am talking, so we can say from 3000 BC to up to 800 AD, we can say that it is the ancient time. Okay. From 800 AD to up to 1800 AD, we can say it is the medieval time. Like after 1800 AD, we can say it is the modern time. So that is the sense of time. A child, when we are talking ancient, medieval and modern, that child must have the concept of time. Which time is called as according to this name. Okay. So like that, whenever we are talking, as I have given the example of different civilizations, society, when we talk, the child must have a clear understanding of which, where the area that civilizations are used to be there. So these are the things, that is the objective, that students must know and understand this time, and concepts and the space and the society, so that they will able to understand whatever is going to happen in the society. So that is the main objective. Like that, we want to strengthen the intellectual ability of the learners. Okay, by studying history also, intellectual ability of the learners will grow. Okay? So that is also one of the objective. And the most important thing is that we want to develop the capacity of tolerance among our children, and teaching of history is going to help in that way. Because what is tolerance? We already, I told you yesterday that we are living in a multicultural country, and in India, in every 50-kilometer radius, there is a culture. And by being a part of the society, we must have the tolerance for everything in our society. It means we are living in a country where many religions are there, where many caste system is there, where many culture is there, but we are belonging to a particular specific culture, but still We must know how to accept the culture of others, and we must learn how to give respect to the culture of others, and that is called as the power of tolerance. Okay? By, by belonging to a particular and specific thing also, we must know to accept the other's culture, other's religion, other's beliefs, other's attitudes, so that it will develop the tolerance ability within our individual, which will helpful for us for be a effective part of the society. Okay, if tolerance is not there, no longer we can be the part of the society. Okay, so that is also the main objective of teaching history in school curriculum. Okay? Next, same thing, we want to cultivate the positive outlook. That is tolerance also in another way we can say a positive outlook. Okay, and to address the different controversial issues. We know according to time, many issues are going to arise in our society, and we must not agree with all the issues. Sometimes some issues are becoming the controversial. So we must, our children must be aware about all those things. They must know what are the controversial issues. Suppose we can say whenever a new policy is there, it is controversial. When new rule is there, it is controversial. Okay, so children must know how we can address the sensitive issues, the controversial issues, how we can make the awareness among the students regarding all these things. That is also the main objective of teaching history. Okay? Like if any social and problem, individual or social problem arise in the society, that is also the main objective of history is to resolve those problems, contemporary, social and individual problems. Okay, and the main objective is to create or to develop the feeling of the nation. Okay, national feeling. Okay, as we know in the teaching history, at the time of teaching regarding the freedom movements and regarding our Indian culture, we want to create. It means, I already told to you yesterday, the objectives are always based on the three domains. One is the cognitive domain, and affective domain, and the psychomotor domain. Okay. So our purpose is not only to provide the knowledge and to create the awareness. We want to develop the effective domain also. Effective domain means related to feelings, emotions, and understanding like that. Okay, which is mostly related to heart. Okay, so teaching history also develop the patriotic feeling among the students. Okay, when we are talking, we are more sensitive. When we are teaching regarding the Indian freedom movement, suppose I am just giving the example. We are talking regarding Indian freedom movement. We directly want to create some national feelings within our students, so that they will get the love for their nation. We can able to develop the love for our culture. We can want to develop the feelings regarding the love for our freedom fighters, and they know how to give respect to our freedom fighters who have sacrificed their life for this society. So like that, the purpose of history is also to develop the feelings among the students regarding nation, regarding state, regarding culture, etc. So that is also the main objective. Okay. And last, we can say that we want to foster also international understanding. It means only the feeling of the nation is not sufficient for us to be in the world, because we know no doubt we are belonging to a particular nation. By geographical boundary, we are separated for each other. And like that, we can say India, Pakistan, China. Only a geographical line is going to separate us to tell that we are belonging to a particular country. But that does not mean that we, as only a single country, we can exist in this world. By to exist in this world, we need the support of the others, our neighbor countries. Okay, so only the feeling of the national feeling is not sufficient for us. We must understand also we have to love others. We have to give respect to others. Even though we are Indians, we must know how to give respect to the culture of other countries. We must know how to keep cooperation with other countries. Okay, which is called as the international understanding. Okay, to for being a part of the world, or to being a part of this universe, also we can tell that also must required within our children. They must understand it, that how we can able to create the international understanding. Okay, so that is also the main objective of teaching history. Okay, so these are the main points regarding the aims and objectives of teaching history. Okay, So next, we will move to the approaches, or we can say the teaching learning methods mostly used to teach history. Yeah. And these all the approaches name only I have mentioned here. And whenever you have doubt, you can ask me, just because we can't go to the depth of each and every method. Each and every method is explained in your material. Very nicely it is explained. But if you have any doubt, you can ask at the end of the session. Okay. So just I am telling the different methods name, like dialectical approach, biographical approach, scientific approach, dramatization approach, field trip, storytelling, and postmodernist approach. Just briefly I will tell regarding all these approach, but if you have any doubt regarding any approach, at last you will ask. Okay? Suppose first we will go to the dialectical approach. This is a old approach which is suggested at the time of Plato and Socrates. Okay? And by help of the dialogue, we can discuss regarding a particular topic. Here they have given importance to the question and answers and the dialogue. Suppose by making a discussion and argument between two individuals, we can discuss a topic. Okay? And that is the dialectical approach, or we can say by help of dialogue or the making some reasoning questions, we can ask to each other, and at that end we can reach in the rhetoric. Okay? So, a dialectical approach. Next, biographical approach. Biographical approach means by studying the biography of eminent persons, we can also teach history. And this is also one of the methods to deal with some of the topics in history. Biographical approach. Suppose we want to teach about Gandhiji, we can go for the biography of Gandhi. Okay? We can discuss the biography of Gandhi to teach regarding Gandhi. So, like that, biographical approach can be used as a method by the history teachers to deal with some topics. But one thing here you remember, all the methods are not suitable for all topics. Already yesterday I told to you, selection of the method by the teacher mostly depend on the basis of the topic. First of all, we have to see what content we are going to teach, and to teach this content, which method will be suitable. Okay. So from this, as a teacher, we have to judicially or wisely has to select the method. Okay. So this is the biographical method. Whenever we are going to teach in history regarding eminent personalities, we can go for the biography, and by discussing regarding the biography, we can teach history. Next, we will come to scientific approach. And scientific approach means whenever we are going to teach history, we will go minutely to collect the data from the primary source, so that the children will able to collect the data, and they will learn how to analyze the data, and at last they will able to understand the thing. Okay, and that is called as the scientific approach. For example, I can say, if I want to teach regarding Taj Mahal, we are discussing regarding art and culture, and there the topic is there regarding Taj Mahal. So we can go for a trip to the Taj Mahal, and we can collect the information regarding Taj Mahal. And if we directly will go to the Taj Mahal and will collect the information, definitely it will be a primary source to collect the data. And after collecting the data, we will record all the data, and minutely after collection of the data, after recording of the data, we can analyze the things. And in this way also we can teach history to our children, and this can be called as a scientific approach. Okay, like that. Dramatization can also be one of the methods to teach different topics in history, or to teach different concepts in history, but it cannot be suitable for all topics. Okay, and dramatization is mostly used at the secondary level, not at the elementary level. We can say storytelling can be a good method at the elementary level, but to teaching history, we can go for the storytelling method also. And at the secondary stage, we can go for the use of the dramatization method. Okay? Dramatization, I think you already know about of it, by conducting a drama or by giving specific roles and dialogues, we can present a topic in front of the children. Okay, and but every method, whatever the methods we are going to discuss here, every method has its own pros and cons. Okay, every method has its own merits and demerits. So that's why one method cannot be suitable for every topic. Okay, So like that, dramatization is a very popular method, mostly used method by the teachers to teach at the secondary stage at the time of teaching history. Okay? But it cannot be suitable for all topics. Okay? All topic cannot be dramatized. Next is that field trip method. Field trip method means directly field visit. As I told to you, we will go to Taj Mahal by taking our children to study about the Taj Mahal. Okay, suppose here we can say we want to discuss regarding Konark, okay, or historical places. We can take our children directly to that place as a field trip, and there we will study. And there we will go for the collection of the data. We will visit all the things. We will collect information. We will record all the information, and on the basis of it, we will conduct the discussion. And later, it can be a method to teach a particular topic. Okay, so like this, these are the methods we are mostly using to teach history. And one more method is the postmodernist approach. And here, postmodernist approach means here we have given importance on constructivism. Here, in this method, according to this method, whatever the information we are going to collect in history, each and every things are the knowledge. And constructivists never believe in the knowledge, and according to them, knowledge is just the things created by a particular individual. Okay, knowledge are not the truth. Knowledge is not the, according to constructivists, knowledge is not the truth. It is the thing created by a particular brain. So if I want to learn something, I have to create of my own something. Okay, so that's why they do not believe in the knowledge and the collection of the thing, or whatever the ready-made things are available. And they told that a child will learn according to his own experience. Okay, so that they have given importance to teach history by help of experience also, and that method is called as the postmodernist approach. So these are the very popularly used methods in history to teach or to deal different topics or different concepts in history. Okay? So these are the approaches to teach history. Next we will come to resources what we are going to use for teaching history. As we know that at the time of teaching or at the time of taking a class or the lesson, the first main...
Madam, I'm sorry, I'm intervening you for a moment. Your PPT is
Okay.
not showing. Your PPT is not showing.
Not showing, sir?
Yes.
Now, sir?
I don't know whether the students are able to see. Can anyone of you give
Ma'am,
me
you are not visible on the screen, ma'am.
It is not
Okay,
visible on the screen.
Okay, sir, I'm again going for present. Okay, I'm just back and I will again present all screens. Okay. So now it is, sir?
Yes. Now it is visible.
Yes. The presentation holder presenting has stopped, sir. There. So now it is visible.
Yes, it is visible now.
Okay. So now we have discussed regarding approaches to teach history. And before PPTs are visible, we have discussed regarding aims and objectives of teaching history.
Yeah. All those things were available. All those things were visible. All those things were already seen.
Okay. So now we have completed the approaches to teach history, and next we have to discuss regarding resources for teaching history. As we are discussing that, whenever as a teacher we are going to teach, we have to give more importance on the four important things like our objectives, for which purpose I went to the class to teach. Okay. Those are known as the objectives, or we can say the specific objectives. So, okay, and as a teacher, first of all, must have clear idea about it. And according to the specific objective, we have to select a particular method to teach a concept. What already we have discussed in the last slide regarding methods of teaching. Okay? If methods of teaching is again already decided by the teacher, again we have to think at the time of presenting the topic, whatever the things I have to do or the activities I have to do or whatever the things help I have to take so that my presentation will be more attractive or more motivating or more interesting. And for that purpose, we have to think about the teaching learning resources, what I can use at the time of my presenting the lesson in the class. Okay? So for that purpose, as a teacher, we must have idea regarding the different teaching learning resources then available in a particular subject. Okay. So suppose as a history teacher, I must know that whenever I am going to teach different topics, whatever the teaching learning materials are there, these things I can be used at that time of presenting. So we will discuss about it. Resources, many type of resources are there. Teachers also can take the more innovative idea for exploring more and more resources. So I'm not telling that these are the resources, whatever we are going to discuss is only the final. Many more resources as a teacher we can also innovate. Okay? So first resource is the textbook. Already yesterday we have discussed role of textbook, how textbook is important both for the teachers and for the students. But as a teacher, we must think that it is not the final thing to refer or to prepare. It is most important, but we can also go beyond the textbook to collect more and more things to teach a topic. Okay, but textbook is a very important teaching learning resource for both teacher and for the students, which provide all type of guidance towards to present the topic or to move in our topic. Okay, textbook. So like that, I think all of you have listened regarding the museum. Museum, state museums are there, and on the basis of the specific things also, specific museums are there where we can get the all historical things. Where museums means already you know where all collected things regarding our history is stored. Okay, that is called as the museum, and we can take the help of the museum also to teach the different history topics. So we can say museum is also one of the important resource to teach history, like maps. Whenever we are talking regarding maps, it is also very important teaching learning material or resource for teaching history. And maps also different type of maps are there. Historical maps are there, political maps are there, geographical maps are there. And as a history teacher, we must have clear understanding regarding the historical map. Okay, and we must have clear idea regarding the map reading, because only maps, each and every element also can see a map, but that does not mean that we can able to understand the map easily. Okay, so as a history teacher, we must have idea that how we can read the map and what are the different symbols are there to read the map. We must have idea regarding all those things so that we can understand the map easily and we can make our children to understand it. Okay. So map can be used as a resource for teaching history, like chart. Okay. Chart also, if we are talking regarding chart, different type of charts are there. Suppose we can say narration chart is there, where we can narrate something, explain something by help of the chart. Or we can say we can take a chart to show the different relationship chart. Okay. And we can make a flow chart also. Okay, hierarchical things we are going to teach regarding a dynasty. We can make a flow chart for this. Okay, or we can say different type of chart. I think it is there in your study material. What are the different type of charts are there? If you will go for reading, you can understand it clearly. So the charts are also very useful or most popularly used by the history teachers, because whenever we are going to teach, suppose I am going to prepare a concept mapping, I have to take the help of a chart. I can prepare a concept map by help of a chart, which I can show in the class, and it can be one of the methods also to teach the history. Okay? Like films, short films are there, historical films are there, what we can take the use at the time of explaining certain topics to our children. Documentary are there, documentary films are also there. We can take the use to explain. Okay? And Next, timeline. And you know that it is also the very important teaching learning resource to explain history, and it mostly used at the secondary and elementary level timelines. And a history teacher must have the mastery for preparation of timeline. It means we have clear understanding regarding the preparation of timeline. I think it is there, and at the time of preparation, how we can prepare a timeline. We have to take the two bars, and one will be the main bar and another will be the extended bar. And whatever the things we want to show clear, minutely or clear, it means properly, we want to explain each and everything. Those things I have to specify or I have to highlight in the extended bar. And for a clear understanding, we can take a time span which we can mention in the main bar. And in this way, we can prepare a timeline. Okay? If you have done so of the timeline in your study materials, just you keep in your mind. If any doubt is there regarding the timeline, you can ask at the end. Okay. Next, we will go. I think yes, time is there. We have to discuss fastly, and we have to take the use of the active facts and archives. Archives also like that, like a museum. Also, the primary resources are available. So these are the main teaching learning resources that we are going to use at the time of teaching history. Okay. So next, now we have to move to the next unit, like unit 7. This is about teaching learning process in political science. Okay, and we know that already I told to you, political science is a subject. It is a very old subject in social science. It is a very old subject in social science, and it has arisen nearly 2005 years ago. And this discipline is very old in social science. As we will compare to economics, economics is the youngest subject in social science. It arose as a subject, or it got the status as a discipline in the 90s, economics. But political science is a very old subject, and previously it was associated with the history, and later it has taken as a subject as a political science. And we know that Aristotle, who is known as the father of political science, and he has written many more things regarding the political science, and later it has got the status of the subject, political science. Okay. And now we will discuss how political science is also as one of the part of social science got a specific place in school curriculum. We want our children also must learn regarding political science. They must know political science. Okay, they must have the idea and knowledge regarding political science, because political science is nothing else. Political science is also derived from a Greek word, polis. Okay? It is derived from a Greek word polis, which means city and the state. And for political science is nothing but the study regarding the state and the city or about the nation. Okay? And we can say it is the science of rules and administration. Rules and administration. And regarding policies, regarding the different government rules, administration, regarding this and the form of government, different form of government, these things we want to teach in political science. And we know that today's children, when they will become the future citizens, they must have sufficient knowledge regarding all these things, so that only they can be the part of this, okay, part of the society, part of the government, and they can be the responsible citizens. So for that purpose, we want and we involve this political science as a very important part. It is a significant place. We have given a very significant place to political science in social science in the school curriculum. Okay. So this is about political science, and now we discuss regarding nature of political science. So political science is nothing else a study of human relationships. Okay. Political science study the human relationships, how we are interlinked to each other in different way, in different terms, by being the part of the government, by being the part of the rules, regulations, and also in the state. So this study only the human relationships and a study of human beings in his surroundings, or we can say it is a study of society, and it is the functional study of natural science. So these are the few points regarding the nature of political science. And scope, if you will discuss regarding the scope of political science, definitely scope of political science is also very vast. Political science, we will discuss, it is also going to cover many aspects, many areas, and but in the at the school stage, we are not going to give more scope, we are not involved more concepts and more knowledge of political science in our school curriculum. But at the higher secondary stage, who are going to for the optional reading of political science, then they are going to for the in-depth learning of the political science. But few concepts and few things are involved in our school curriculum at the secondary stage. For the 9th and 10th class students, political science, we have involved the not in the depth. Few only things regarding our government, regarding our constitutions, government rules, our judiciary system, like that things are we are going to involve in our political science at the secondary stage. Okay. So next we will come why we are going to teach political science. Why? What is the main objective, aims and objective of teaching political science? Okay. So first we can say the main objective of political science is to create the responsible citizen, or we can say to create the democratic citizen in our country. From our country context of point of view, from country point of view, if you want to tell, we are living in a democratic country, and our main first objective is we must able to create the democratic citizens, and it is the main objective of our education system, not only teaching political science. We want by help of our education system, we want to create the democratic citizens in our country.
It's properly not audible, ma'am.
Citizens, and another is to realize the significance of national integration. To realize the significance of national integration. To understand the basic ideas of our constitution. Already I told to you, our constitution is the largest constitution in the world, and it is by taking many articles and many schedules, and many more amendments are there in our constitution. And we are highly qualified, educated people also. It is very difficult to understand our constitution. So that from the school stage, we want to create awareness among our students regarding our constitution, regarding our fundamental rights, regarding fundamental duties. Okay, and I think someone's speaker is on. It is disturbing me. Please off your speaker, please. Okay, to understand the basic ideas of our constitution, it means we want that our children must have sufficient knowledge regarding the constitution. Regarding constitution, they must have idea regarding the articles, schedules, whatever the amendments are made, and which amendment why they are made, and all those things they must have the some knowledge from the school stage, so that after being a citizen of the country, they must be able to understand it. Okay. So this is also one of the main objective of teaching political science at school stage. And another, to understand the importance of international relationship. In political science also, we are going to teach regarding UNO, United Nations organizations. We are going to teach about different international organizations. Okay, and we are going to teach how we are going to maintain regarding different policy, international policy, and different summits, okay, and different meetings, so that they can able to understand how the different countries are making the good relation at the world level, at the international level, and how they are functioning. Okay, so these are the things why we are going to teach political science at school subject. These are the main aims and objectives of teaching political science. Next we will come. What are the approaches or methods of teaching in political science? Why we are going to teach political science I have discussed. Now we will discuss how we will teach political science and how we will present the political science concepts in the classroom. Suppose we will discuss the approach Approach is inductive approach, deductive approach, constructivist approach, and interdisciplinary approach. I think all of you know regarding inductive approach and deductive approach. Yesterday also we have discussed regarding inductive approach and deductive approach. And this inductive deductive approach is also suggested by Aristotle, who is known as the father of political science. Okay? And inductive approach means, already I told you, from the specific incidents to, by after experiencing or after seeing many specific things, we are reaching to a generalization. We are assuming something and we are generalizing something, and that is called as the inductive approach. It means we are moving from specific incidents to a general condition. Okay, that is called as the inductive approach, and this approach is also used in political science to teach different concepts. Next, we can say the deductive approach. Deductive approach is just opposite of the inductive approach. And here we are going to move from general instruction to specific condition. Okay, any rules and regulations are there, and how it is going to implement for the specific condition. And at that time we can say we are going to use the deductive approach. Okay, like already we have discussed regarding constructivist approach. Constructivist approach, when we are taking the use of constructivist approach, when we are taking the use of the constructivist approach, at that time ready-made knowledge we are not going to provide to our children. We can provide certain experience to our children, and they will construct their knowledge about the particular thing or particular concept, and they will explain that thing, and they will elaborate the thing how they have learned it. Okay, and at the end we can just supplement it, and we can just add something to it, and that approach is known as the constructivist approach. Like interdisciplinary approach, we can use interdisciplinary approach to teach different political science. As we know, political science is related to history, so we can interrelate the teaching of political science to other subjects. We can teach by taking the use of the other subject, and we can make to relate to it. Okay, so these are called as the interdisciplinary approach. And methods. Methods filter, most popularly used methods mostly by us at the time of presenting in the school curriculum is the lecture method, discussion method, and mostly we can say we are using also the debate method and seminar method, and nowadays individual and group project method is also given to teach the different political science topics. But these are the lecture method is a very old method and very easily used by the teachers to teach lecture method, but it is a teacher centric method. If we use the lecture method to teach a particular topic in political science, definitely teacher has the more role, teacher has to explain each and everything, but here the role of the students are confined. They will not get the ample opportunity to participate. Okay, so this method is not, it is a traditional method. Mostly we should not go for this lecture method, because when we are going to teach our children, our classroom must be child centric, and we must give more importance to our learner, because our main objective is not that teacher should learn. Our main objective is that both teacher and students are going to learn, but our main objective is students should learn, and student must have an active role. And we know that passively nobody can learn. Then till now, a individual is not active, the learning process is not there for the particular child. So in the lecture method, children are mostly passive. Okay, so we will not suggest mostly to use the lecture method, and it is better to use the discussion method. In the discussion method, both the teacher and students has the role, and they will participate in the discussion. And here teachers maybe ask questions, students will participate and will give their response, and from the students' response the teacher will analyze the things, and they will come to a conclusion, they will discuss, and they will come a point, and the discussion will again further will run. Okay, so these are the discussion method. Like debate method, we can give certain topics in political science for the debates. We know we are conducting the elocution competitions and the debate competitions among the children, and by help of that debate method also we can teach the many of the topics in political science. Suppose here we can give the example that debate many topics like that: democracy versus monarchy. Which system of the government is good, either monarchy or the democratic system of government? We can give it for a debate. Okay, like many more topics are there in political science which can be taught, or the teacher can take the use of the debate method to teach all those topics. Okay, like seminar method nowadays mostly used and most popular method to teach political science is the seminar method. In a particular area, in a particular topic, we can conduct seminars and we can invite our children to prepare the seminar papers on that, and they will prepare the paper and they will present the paper in front of the audience, and all other students will participate in the seminar discussion, and by in this way also we can teach few topics of our in political science. Okay, like that panel discussion. Panel discussion is also like that, where discussion will be there in group of students regarding a particular topic. Each and every individual will suggest their views and they will discuss about it. They will analyze it. They will give you their own suggestions, and they will reach in a point, and the topic can be taught in that way. Okay, so that is the panel discussion. Like you all know that in all other subjects also nowadays popularly used method is project method. Project can be given also to our children individually and also in groups. Okay, individual and group project also can be given. If in a project is given to an individual child and to do it, to complete it, then it is called as an individual project. Or we can assign a project also to a group of children where the duty and the responsibility will distribute among the students, who will collect the information, who will present the information, who can prepare all the activities in a project, who can write down the project. Like that they will distribute the work, and a group of students, the group can be decided by the teacher by taking different type of learners. It means all type of children can be involved in a group, and we can assign a group project also to a group, so that all type of learners will learn simultaneously and each and every child will get the benefit out of it. Okay, so that is the project method, and these are the mostly used methods in political science at the school level whenever we are going to teach political science. Okay, so now next we will move to teaching learning resources in political science. What the resources is, I already told to you, is the selection of method is most important for a teacher. Like that, at the time of presenting the lesson, it is the very important for the teacher how he or she will select the teaching learning materials, because proper selection of teaching learning materials make our teaching learning process more smoother, and it will make more easier. Okay, if you have selected a teaching learning material properly, it will make your presentation, or it will help you for presenting the lesson in a more effective way. So as a teacher we have to select the good teaching learning resources. Okay, so what are the resources mostly we can use for teach political science? First we can say we can take the Constitution of India. We can, if you are going to teach regarding the different articles and regarding fundamental rights and regarding fundamental duties or the different policy or different rules, at that time we can take the use the Constitution of India. Means we can take the any printed copy of the Constitution of India, or we can take the print of the preamble, or we can take the print of few articles from our constitution, and those things we can show our children, and they can know that how it has written, how it has mentioned in the constitution regarding specific rules and regulations and all those things. Okay, so Constitution of India can be one of the teaching learning resource in political science. Like that, acts of parliament and legislature, maps and globes. Already I told you these maps and globes are the very common teaching learning materials for teaching social science. And at the time of teaching political science, we have to go for the political map, because we know geographical map is different than the political map and the historical map and climatic map. Like that. Whenever we are going to teach geography or we are going to teach regarding climate, we can go for the climatic map. But at the time of teaching political science, we can go for the political map. Okay. We are teaching regarding countries, we have to go for a world political map. And we are going to teach regarding India, we have to go for a Indian political map, like globes. Okay? And newspaper can also be a very important teaching learning resource for teaching political science. Because we know whenever there is new rules and regulations and present context, anything has happened, all these things are going to publish in the newspaper. So from the newspaper, we can cut the papers and those things, or we can take it to the classroom directly and we can show to our children at the time of teaching different political science topics. Okay, so newspaper can be a teaching learning materials like magazines, and many movies are also nowadays available to teach regarding the many political aspects. Okay, regarding many article nowadays, many movies have already have done. Okay, article 47, article 15, like that. Regarding many article also nowadays, movies are already have done, and those movies are also can help us for in our teaching learning process. Okay. And the internet, we know it is the most nowadays most demanded, most commonly used resource for us to teach any topic or any subject. Okay, we can go for the search of the things of the concepts in the internet, and it will help us both for the teachers and the students to in the teaching learning process. So these are the mostly used teaching learning resources in political science, and in this way, by taking the use of the method and these teaching learning materials, we can teach the political science topic. Next we will come to the next unit, and this is about teaching learning process in geography. Okay, and geography is also a very important subject. Geography is also a very important subject in social science, and it is mostly if you want to tell, history and geography are the main part of the social science at all levels. Okay, and geography, already you know geography, and it is also derived from the Greek word geo and graphy. Geo means you know it is the earth, and graphy means it is the description or explanation regarding the earth. So geography is known as the description about the earth, or description regarding our earth, or we can say explanation regarding our earth. So if you want to teach the things related to our earth, and each and every concepts can be involved in geography. Geography is a science subject, and also we can say it is also arts. Okay. Geography, if you will see, most of the topics of geography you will find common both in science and also in social science, in pure science and also in social science. Because social science is going to read in geography, in social science, as a part of social science, we are going to deal with the physical components of the earth, and different physical components of the earth. Not only it is confined within the physical components, here we are going to deal with the human beings also. Okay, human beings, the things related to human beings are also involved in study of geography. Okay, and geography is a very important part, and every child, each and every individual must have the complete geographical knowledge to be the part of the world. Because where we are living in the world, where we are living, if we are not aware about of it, then how we can lead our life in this earth. Okay, so that's why each and every child must have sufficient knowledge regarding the earth. And we know that even though we all are in the earth, but everywhere there is a different diversity. Earth is not also same for all. Okay, in the earth there are the plains. If you will discuss regarding the physical features, There are plains, there are plateaus, there are mountains, there are hills. Like physical features in the Earth's surface is not same and similar. It differs from region to region. It differs from place to place. Okay, and we have the different types of vegetations, and our living style is influenced by these physical features. Our the PPTs are visible to you.
Sorry for interruption. Your video is freezed. It is just the opposite.
Sir,
No,
sir.
it is showing what now it is all right. Now it is showing horizontally. Earlier it was showing vertically.
Okay, okay, sir.
So the PPT is not visible. If you want to show PPT, now you can show.
Now PPT is visible, sir.
No, PPT is not visible.
PPT is not visible.
Only
Okay.
your video is visible. PPT is not visible. You can present.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I'll just done. Yes, we are teaching regarding teaching learning process, and we are discussing regarding teaching learning process in geography and nature of geography. Okay, so study of geography is very important for each and every child. As already we have discussed that by being a part of the earth, as we are living in the earth, we must have sufficient knowledge regarding the earth. So each and every child must have sufficient geographical knowledge regarding the physical features, regarding the vegetation, regarding the climatic conditions, regarding the different civilizations, and regarding our living styles, regarding the different resources available on the earth, and each and all these concepts we are going to teach in geography to our children at the secondary, at the elementary, and the primary level. Okay, in terms of environmental studies also, geography is going to teach at the primary level. Okay, in the name of environmental studies, we are involving many of the topics of geography to our children. We are teaching many of the topics of geography to our children at the primary stage. And later at elementary stage, we are, as a name of the subject, geography, many concepts are involved regarding study of the earth, regarding study of the soils, different types of soil, regarding atmosphere, study of atmosphere, regarding latitudes, longitudes, regarding different vegetations and our living styles and the food habits and the resources available in different vegetation. Like that. These are the many different concepts are there in geography. What we are going to involve at the secondary stage. We have involved these concepts all in class 6, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, secondary and also elementary stage. So the purpose of why we are going to teach all these subjects to our children, why they must know about it, because we know that we are the part of this world. We are living on the earth. If as a person we have no sufficient knowledge, we cannot live a smooth life in this world. So that's why each and every child also must have the practical knowledge about all those things, so that in the future they can be the very good citizens, and also they can take the best use of their resources and can be a effective member of the world. Okay. So that is the main thing why geography have a specific place in the school curriculum. How and why all children must have the in-depth knowledge regarding geographical features. Okay, and if we will talk regarding the nature of geography, already we know it studies the physical and human aspects of the Earth's surface. So geography is not only about the physical features. We are studying regarding the human aspects also. Okay. We are studying regarding the behavior of human beings in the geography also. That's why we can say it is a study of both physical and human aspects over the Earth's surface. It deals with regions and geography also. As I told, different vegetations are there. Vegetations are divided on the basis of the physical region. If we will move from one physical region to another, then our vegetations are going to change. So we can say nature of geography is deals with region. Okay? It deals with problem and issues faced by the earth. Yes. Whatever the natural calamities, natural problems we are going to face, those things are involved in geography. As we can say regarding earthquake, regarding tsunami, and regarding landslides, like that. Different topics, geographical problem topics or geographical issues can also discuss in the subject geography. So these all are the nature of geography. And now we will discuss regarding scope of geography. Whatever the things can be covered, where the geography has the boundary. If you will say definitely geography has no boundary and the scope is very vast and it is going to include many aspects like physical, human, bio and regional. So these are the things physical as we have discussed physical features in geography we are going to discuss. Okay? Regarding soil, regarding land, regarding different types of land, regarding different types of latitudes, then mountains, then hills, then sea, and oceans, and the resources available in the oceans and also on the soil. And if you will talk regarding human geography also, whatever the activities are, what are the different types of cultivations are made by the human beings on the basis of the different regions, and what are the food grains are produced by the individuals in the different regions. So these all are the human activities according to geographical features are also involved in geography, like biodiversity, biodiversity, and regarding the other living organisms are also we are going to read in geography, okay, like wild animals and regarding different types of forests and all these things are going to involve in geography. So we can say the scope of geography is very vast and it has no limits and there is no boundary in the scope of geography. Okay. So next we will come to aims and objectives of teaching geography. Why we are going to teach, already I told to you, just briefly I am going to tell, to understand the diversities of land and people. Okay. And we know, suppose we will talk regarding India. India is a land of many diversities. Everywhere the diversities are there for us. Because in geographical features, India is such a country where all types of diversities are there. If you will talk regarding other countries, there maybe plains will be there, mountains will not be there, there plateaus are there, maybe coastal areas are not there. But India is such a country where all types of physical features are there. We have the mountains, we have the largest mountains, we have the oceans, we have the seas, we have the biggest rivers, we have the largest plain areas, we have the largest plateau. So all types of physical diversities are there. We have the desert. So what not there in India? What not there in India? So it is a land of diversity. And main aim of teaching history is to make aware to our children regarding all these diversities. And we know when all the diversities are there, there is a difference in our living styles. If you will talk about the living style of the people in a plain area, definitely it is different than the desert area. How people are living in plain area, people are not living in the same way in the desert. People are not living in the coastal areas as like that. People are not living like the same in the hilly areas. Okay, so the main objective of teaching of geography is to provide knowledge or to create awareness among our children how due to the diversities each and everything differ from region to region, their lifestyle, their habits, their behaviors, each and everything, how it is going to differ from each and us. But still how we accept all the diversities in the name of the unity and how we are there under the name of one country. Okay, so these are also the very important objective of teaching geography. And next we will discuss to understand the process of economic and social change. We know geography and economics are the part of the two coin. Economic condition is mostly influenced by the geographical situation. Okay, and geography, economics are the things which are affecting on each other. Okay, and Those knowledge also students must have. Okay, later at the time of discussing regarding economics, we will discuss more detail about it. And all type of social things and economical things are influenced by the geographical aspects. Okay, and that is also main objective of teaching geography. And next we can say students must know how to proper utilization of resources. Geography, you know, the earth has the immense resources, and many types of resources are given by the nature to us in the earth, but we human beings are going to use it. Yeah, we are going to manipulate it, we are going to process it, we are going to use it, and we must know how properly we can take the best use of these resources so that we can lead a happy life in the earth's surface. So these are the things for which we are going to teach the geography to our children at the school level. Okay. And to understand growth and development, how the geographical things are going to change, how the geographical changes are going to occur, how the growth is going to occur, and how the development is there. And these are the main purpose of teaching geography at school curriculum. Okay. Next, we will discuss about different methods in geography. What are the popularly used methods in geography? In geography, mostly using methods, actually, if you will tell, the most popularly used method is the demonstration, or direct and indirect observations are the popularly used method in geography. If we want to present in the real classroom situation, mostly used by the teachers method is the direct observation or indirect observation is one of the method is mostly used by the geography teachers. Or we can say many of the things in the topic of the geography can also be done by a demonstration, can be also taught. But many more methods are there. We can go for the multi methods also. We can take the use of more than one method to teach geography also, like experimental learning method, field visits, problem solving and decision making, role play, games, peer learning. Sorry, spelling mistake is there in the slide. Peer learning, okay, and questioning, like that. Okay, so these are the mostly methods. Already we have discussed regarding the same methods, because these methods already we have discussed in political science, like questioning, peer learning already we have discussed. Games are there in geographical games. It means we can prepare the games by help of the different cards. Okay, and those can be also used to teach the geography topics. And role play, we know different environmental issues, we can conduct the role play, and we can teach the topics of geography by help of role play, drama, like that. Here we are talking regarding role play. We are not using the word drama. Drama means we are using in history, but here we can say role play, or we can tell also mimicry, or like that. We can teach also the many different topics. Okay, and problem solving, we can give one geographical issue to our children, and we can ask them to provide the solution of it, like that. By help of the problem solving and decision making also, we can teach many geographical issues to our children. Okay? Experimental learning, experiential learning also, or experimental learning also, we can use for teaching many geographical topics. Next we will come teaching learning resources in geography. These are also very common, already we have discussed, like textbook, atlas, maps, globes, pictures, newspaper, periodicals, aerial photographs. Here aerial photographs means we can take the photographs of the different regions from the different area, and those also we can use at the time of teaching geography. And audio
Dr.
video
Nisha,
programs.
Dr.
Sir,
Nisha,
sir,
are you showing
sir,
PPT, or you are just speaking about this? Are
sir,
you showing
showing.
PPT?
Yes, sir, I am showing PPT.
So it is not showing.
It's not okay. Why it's not?
PPT is
Yes, again I has to back. I
PPT is
think so, sir. Again I has to back, sir. Why
we can
after
see
some
from your
time?
screen also.
Yeah,
If
I
it is
am able
not
to
showing in
see.
your screen,
No, no, I am able to see in my screen, sir. I am able to see in my screen. It is there in my screen, but it is not showing. Now it is showing, sir.
now it is coming. It is not come completely.
Oh, after few times, I think it is going to reject you.
Yes. It is now showing.
Yes, sir. So we are discussing regarding teaching learning resources in geography, and these are the most commonly used resources. But as a geography teacher, we can go beyond of it, and we can innovate also many more resources of our own. So that these, suppose take examples of the real objects. Real objects. I am going to teach regarding the forest or forest products. So directly the things, real things that is available with us, we can take to our classroom and we can show all those things to our children. Okay, so that's why whatever the teaching learning resource we are going to discuss, we should not be confined within that. There are the many other resources. As a teacher, we have the freedom and we can take the use of many more resources on the basis of our own innovation. Okay, then we can go for preparing different charts, and we can prepare the different collect the different pictures, and we can make the scrapbooks also. We can take the use of those also the time of teaching geography. So teaching learning resources are must required, or it play a very important role to teach the different concepts of geography, so that the topics will be lively for the children inside the classroom. Suppose we are talking regarding different wild animals, and we are talking regarding different vegetation and the living style of the people in the different vegetation. So for that we can collect the different pictures from internet, and we can make the book of those all pictures, and we can take and give it to the children, so that it will be more live to the children. Or we can make the video clips from that. We can collect the video clips from that, and we can take it and we can show the smart class to the children all these things. So these all, whatever the, how as a teacher we can go for innovation of the teaching learning materials, it will be more useful for the students to understand the topic clearly. Okay. So teaching learning resources plays a very important role for to make a lesson more interesting, or to motivate the students, so that they will get interest, and the explore, the skill of explore will be developed within the children. If as a teacher we can go for the innovation of more and more teaching learning resources. Okay. So next, next now we will move to next part, or the last unit of this block 2. This is about teaching learning resource in teaching learning process in economics. Okay. So we have till now discussed regarding history and political science and geography, and last is the economics. Already I told to you, geography and economics are interlinked to each other, and both political science and economics are interlinked to each other. Okay, and this economics is the youngest subject in social science. Economics is as a subject, as a separate discipline, got the status in later stage. It means in the 90s. In the 90s, it got the status as a separate subject, economics. Okay, and previously, economics was one of the part of political science. Previously, economics was associated with political science, and we know Adam Smith. I think you all of you have listen about Adam Smith, who is known as the father of economics. Okay, and economics actually is a modern subject, and in modern time it has arrived. And economic, the word is related to mostly the money, or we can say it is the science of money. Okay, and many economists have given the different views regarding economics, so it is very difficult to exactly define what is economics. Okay, and we can just as a beginner we can understand that economics is nothing else. It is the study of behavior of the human beings regarding money. Okay, how we can deal, or we can say it is the science of money. How people choose, or how actually, if you will just simply can derive what is economics, it is nothing else. It is the knowledge regarding the production, consumption, and the transformation of the wealth. We can say economics is nothing else. Here, whenever we are talking regarding economics, we are mostly concentrating on the three more activities. One is the production, another is the consumption, and after that, the transformation of the wealth from one hand to another hand. So we can say economics is the thing which is mostly deals with money and materials. Money and materials. So we mostly used to tell it is the science of money or the science of the human behavior dealing with money, money and materials like that. So these are the general views regarding economics. Okay. And this economics is part of our full curriculum. Actually, here our purpose is not to go for the in-depth knowledge of the economics, because we have to now here discuss how economics is the part of our school curriculum and when it is involved in our school curriculum, and what is the purpose of involving economics in the school curriculum. Okay. Economics is not there at the primary and also at the elementary level mostly. It is there at the secondary level. We are going to teach regarding economics at the 9th and 10th student stage. It means at the class 9th and class 10th, the country economic condition of the country. This economic determine each and everything in every aspect. You will tell. Okay. That's why we can say it is the backbone of everything. Economy is the backbone of everything. So our children must also have sufficient knowledge regarding all these economic aspects, so that in the future they can be the better part of the society, and they can also understand their economic and they can also modify their own economic conditions. That's why economics is very important, and the less weightage is given in our Indian school curriculum to economics. It has involved only at the secondary stage, and it is not no more concepts are also taught to our children in the social science curriculum in economics. Okay? But whatever is there, only the basic concepts we are going to provide at the secondary stage in economics to our children. Okay? So this is regarding the just a brief idea regarding economics. So now we will discuss what is the nature of economics. How it is? What is economics? Already I told you, it is the study of human behavior, and human behavior related to mostly money or the material. How the human being is going to deal with money and material, that human behavior. Okay, we are not talking regarding the other human behavior. Study of human behavior means here now we are talking about the emotional behavior or the psychological behavior. We are just talking regarding human behavior regarding dealing with money and material. Okay, and economy actually is a subject which is mostly based on generalization. Generalization means most of the economic aspects are generalized. I think all of you can understand what is generalization. Generalization means that after many experience or experiments, we are able to reach in a conclusion, then we are going to tell it is a generalization. But we can say that all the generalizations are not the correct, and the generalizations are not the permanent knowledge. It may change according to time. Okay. So most of the things in economics are based on generalizations. We cannot tell that these are the permanent knowledge or the permanent values. Okay. Suppose we can say now, I can give one of the example here. What are the different types of economy are there? So mostly we can take two types of economy. One is the capitalist economy, another is the socialist economy. Are there in the world? And in India we have the mixed economy. Okay, we have given respect the principles of the capitalist economy and to the principles of the socialist economy. And by giving importance on both, we have adopted a mixed economy. So the nature of Indian economy is mixed. Okay, we have both the capitalist economy and the socialist economy. So, but we can say that that does not mean that one new type of economy may not arise. Okay, in the future maybe that the situation may come. We can give one more example of another economy. So that is the purpose of telling all these things is that most of the things in economy are based on the generalizations, and these are not the permanent knowledge. Maybe due to the change of time. Suppose take example of the now this COVID time. Now it has a more impact on the economy of different country and the different nations and the whole world economy. Okay? I think PPT is visible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
visible?
yes,
Okay, okay.
yes, yes, your PPT is visible. You can go ahead, no problem.
Okay. So we can say that the economy is the thing which are based on the purpose of telling all these things that many more new economic knowledge or economic concepts may arise according to time. Okay. That's why we tell it is based on generalization, not based on the permanent knowledge. Okay. And the nature of economy is interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary, as I told, economic conditions are influenced by many more things. Suppose now take example this COVID. COVID is has the impact on the economic condition. So this is one health issue. This is one of the social problem. This is one social issue, and it created now the impact on economy. Like many geographical things can impact on economy, and many political things. May suppose war occur in a country, and that a political disturbance occur in a country. That definitely it will bring the change in the economic concept. Okay. So whatever the things are there economics, it is related to many other subjects, and many other aspects are going to influence the economic aspect. So we can say economics is interdisciplinary in nature. Okay. And it changes according to time. Nothing is permanent in economics. Everything in the field of economy can change according to time due to the change in different aspects, as already we have discussed it. So these are the main nature of economics. Okay? And next we will come to scope of economics. That we can study under economics, and what is the limit of economics. Like that we can say that economic also has also no boundary. Many more aspects are covered under the scope of economy. It is related to each and every field. Okay, but many more things who are the students of the economy who have already done maybe the graduation and the master in economics, you can know about it. Economy is mostly going to cover the microeconomy, I will just explain the points one briefly. Microeconomy and macroeconomy. You can understand the meaning of the word micro. Micro means small. Okay. And macro means large. Like that, when we are going to study the economic condition from the small point of view, it means from individual point of view, then it is called as the microeconomy. Okay, and it is one of the paper in economics. Okay? A study of economic behavior from individual point of view. Okay? Suppose we can say the purchasing power of an individual, the consumption, the income of an individual, the demand of an individual, how it is going to influence the market, and all these things we are going to study in microeconomy. Okay, so it is one of the paper in economics, microeconomy. Like that, macroeconomy. When we are talking regarding economy of a state, economy of a nation, and how economy of a country is influenced by different factors, how an individual, a microeconomy is going to impact the macroeconomy, and all these concepts from the large point of view, whatever we are going to study, these all the concepts are involved in macroeconomy. Okay, and fiscal economy. Fiscal economy is the study regarding the collection of revenue and government expenditure and all those things. So whatever we are going to study regarding the government and all the things are covered under the fiscal economy. Okay? Like developmental economy also, whatever the developmental plans, policy are going to done by the government for the development of the economy, these all will come under the developmental economy. Like one more paper in economy, or it is also coming under the boundary of economy, is international trade. Trade means you already understand the trade and the business, or the export and the import, when we are going to do with the other countries. Okay? When we bring the things from other country to our country, it is called as the import. And then we send our product to other country, it is called as the export. And at the time of doing the exports and the imports, many more tax and the tariffs are going to imposed by the government. And these are the things when we are going to study, then it is called as the international trade. Trade if the give and take relationship is going to maintain at the international level among the countries by being the group, or by being the individuals, or by making the specific zones, then all these things will come under the international trade. Like one more scope of economy is to study regarding money, banking. Banking is also one of the paper in economy. Yes. So this is one of the under the scope of economy related science of money. What I already told, science of money. How money can be invested, how money create money, okay, and how money can be what we can do by the money. Okay, only money means we know it is only a small piece of paper. Now also it is not a piece of paper, just a number. Okay, it is going to transfer from one account to another account. But still, how it plays a very important role to influence the lifestyle of the people, the condition of a country, and it is going to change the whole world. So that is only the science of money, and all these things is going to cover under the money banking. Like nowadays, mathematical economy, because we know most of the economic concepts are related to mathematics. Without having the minimum knowledge regarding mathematics, we cannot understand the economics. Okay? So one of the paper also in economics is the mathematical economics. Nowadays, like applied economics, only the theories, old theories of the economics, already I told you, it is a subject of generalization. Whatever the theories are developed by the old economics or the old school of economics, nowadays it cannot be applicable in the society, because day by day everything, the change is going to occur in the society, social changes are going to occur. So every time we have to go for the new economic suggestions, new economic policy, so that only the development can be possible in the society. So like that, many more applied things are there in the economic aspect. Every moment it is going to change, and all these things we are going to cover under the applied economics. So these are the scope of economics, what mostly cover under economics. Next we will discuss what is the main objective of teaching economics. Why our children should know all those things. Why we want to involve economics as a subject at the school level. Okay. The thing is that from the very beginning, because we know each and every activity, individual activity is moving around economic aspects. A child directly or indirectly know that how the things are going to run, or how without money or without economic ideas we cannot do the things. Okay, if you will tell, economics is associated with the life of the child from the very beginning. Not only we are going to teach regarding economics at the secondary stage, but you just ask at the primary level to a child, just a small child also, they know what is money and what is the value of money and how they what they can do by the use of the money. So that's why we can't tell that children are not having the economic knowledge from the very beginning of their life. They got the economic knowledge. Okay. And they have the sufficient knowledge when they use the subject as economics in the school curriculum. Okay, what is good, what is better? Suppose what is the economic attitude? Economic attitude is that where I can do, from where I can get something more. Okay, and what is the thing I can do better compared to others? That is the economic attitude. Okay, so these are the things. So the purpose of telling all these things is that these economic knowledge and economic attitude are there with us from the very beginning of our life. Okay, directly not, we are not going to teach economics in the school curriculum, but indirectly by help of the different activities or the subjects or our life, our social life is in such a way that we are going to learn many economic aspects from the very beginning of our life. Just you give the money to the child and you ask what you want to do, you go for do. Every child will not do in the same way because their economic thinking is different. From where they will get more satisfaction. Just I'm giving the example. Just you give a 10 rupees to a child, to child, and you ask, you go and do whatever you want to do with the 10 rupees. You can see both the child will not do the same thing. Okay, one child may purchase a chocolate and can eat. Maybe the child will think that he will get more satisfaction out of after eating a chocolate. Maybe purchase a chocolate, but another child may not do it. Now he may think that I can go for purchase of a pen so that I can write it, or I can purchase a small book, or I can keep it so that in the future, whenever it is required, I will spend it. So like that. So these are the economic attitudes, or these are the economic knowledge already are there with the child from the very beginning of their life. Okay. So aims and objectives of teaching economics is that to understand the economy and economic concepts. Many economic concepts are related to our life directly or indirectly. So by teaching economics, we can create the awareness among the children regarding the different economic concepts. Okay. And we can develop the economic attitude among them. We can make them aware about economic problems. Okay. Economic problems. Now we can say many different. For example, I am telling inflation is an economic problem. Deflation is an economic problem. Crisis is an economic problem. Oversupply is an economic problem. Like that, many economic problems are there. Students must know about it. Suppose now you can tell economic problem nowadays. Supply of more engineers are there in the society. That's why after completion of engineering degree also children are not getting the job. So economy is not only about the goods and the materials. We can say the service is also one of the part of the economy. The children must have the idea about it. Once the subjects are more demand, we know that everything in the economy we reach the equilibrium point by from the demand and supply. Okay, where demand and supply is equal, we can reach in the equilibrium point. But supply of one thing is more, and there is no demand for the product. Definitely, the price will reduce. Like that. Now there is more supply of engineers in the society, but there is no demand for the profession. Okay, so even though by being a good student also, engineering students are now unemployed. But you can tell many more other branches are there where there is no supply of students, where people are not reading the different branches nowadays, so that there is a lack of professionals in that particular branch. So that is also economic idea. People must have aware about it. Okay, so like the different economic issues are there, problems are there. So oversupply is here whatever example I have given. It is a problem of oversupply. Like scarcity is a problem. Okay, we can say inflation is a problem. Deflation is a like the government issues are the problem. Any problem arise.
Hello.
The PPT is visible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, visible it is. Okay, okay, okay. I got the disturb by getting the call. Okay, so we are discussing regarding economics and so aims and objectives. For that purpose, we are going to teach many subjects in economics. Yes, and um, now we will discuss whatever the main methods are there in economics, what we can use at the time of teaching. Like that, these are the common methods like lecture method, discussion method, problem-based learning method, concept mapping, simulation games, projects, field visits, data analysis and interpretation, document analysis, collaborative. You just go through the methods. Most of the methods already we have discussed, like lecture, discussion, problem-based learning, okay, and concept mapping, field visit, project simulation games with the new name here it is mentioned here. I will tell to you that different economic games are there for teaching particular concepts. We can take the use of these games that is called the simulation games like data analysis, because we know that economics is nothing else collection of many data, and we are able to handle the data and analyze the data and interpret the data, then only we can understand the economy properly. So that's why data analysis and interpretation also can be one of the method in economics, like the document analysis. And collaborative method is the usual method. It is also used for teaching other subjects like geography, economics, political science, and mostly used to teach math, science also. So these are the methods mostly we are using to teaching economics. If you have any doubts regarding any one of the methods, at the time of asking questions, you can ask me. Okay. Okay. Now we will move to learning resources in economics. Learning resources in economics. These are also the very common learning resources I have mentioned here: textbook, supplementary reading materials, chart, diagram, graph, newspaper, and internet. Mostly we are using for teaching economics. But we know the mostly used learning resource in economics is that graphs. Graphical representation is most essential at the time of teaching economics, because suppose we are going to teach regarding population in economics. Definitely must be able to represent all those things in terms of the graph. And we know different type of graphs are also there. Line graph is there. Suppose we want to study the population of India, how it is growing, and according to time, how the population has grown. So for that we can go for a line graph, or we can represent in terms of the bar graph. I think you have, I already explained to you regarding the different graphs in geography. So we have the different graphs like line graph, pictorial graph, bar graph, pie diagram, or we can say circular graph, and we have histograms. So these are the different graphs are there. Mostly we can use as the teaching learning resources at the time of teaching geography and economics. Okay. And as diagrams, diagrams also in economy, economics is very easy to understand, but if we easily understand the concept, and conceptual representation mostly done in economics in terms of the diagram. Okay. So at the time of teaching economics, many diagrams will be there. As a teacher, we must have a clear understanding about it. And diagram representation, or by help of a diagram, we can analyze or explain the economic concept very easily to our children. So mostly used learning resources are chart, diagram, and graph. Most commonly used. Okay, most commonly used learning resources in economics is chart, diagram, and graph. Textbook is a common, and supplementary materials, if you will tell, we can suppose we are teaching regarding any economic policy. We can go for the supplementary material where it is published. Okay, and we can take many magazines where, or we can take some newspapers. The you maybe see the editorial page. If any economic policy and issues are there, the editorial page, the very good writers has maybe explained about all those things, how the situation has arisen and all these things, how the problem has arisen and all these things. And those things also we can collect from the newspaper, and those also can be used at a time of teaching economical problems, economical issues. Okay? So these are the commonly used teaching learning resources at the time of teaching economics. Okay? So I think with this we will end here, and we have just touched the different concepts and the different things, whatever it is there in your teaching learning material. But it is not possible to go and in that depth, just we have touched the things. So I completed. Now if you have any doubt, you can ask from any aspect.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mishra. You had
Yes, sir.
very vividly touched upon all these four important topics, that is teaching history, teaching geography, teaching political science, and teaching economics. So our students must have understood quite a lot from your presentation. And now it is time for question answer. Dear students, if you have any question, you can either write that in the chat box or straight
Hello.
away ask the question to the resource person. Yes, there are 2-3 questions already there in the chat box. Uh, Simantini Mishra is asking about simulation games method of teaching economics. Simulation
Yes.
games.
Simulation games, actually these are the pre-planned games regarding some economic concepts. But simulation game method cannot be used to teach all economic concepts. Suppose for example we can give some economic puzzles. Okay, that will be a simulation game. Okay, but it is not most popularly used and it is not commonly used and it cannot be used for teaching all concepts in economics.
There is
It
another
is a
question.
game. Huh.
There is another question by Binoy Mahara. He is asking about the concept map method in economics.
Yes,
Concept map.
concept map method mostly we are using in science, in mathematics, in social science, in every subject we can take the concept mapping as a method. And here concept mapping method is that we know that at the time of teaching one particular concept, many sub concepts will also be there in that. So we can prepare a map of that either in terms of a chart. Okay, suppose we will tell that I am talking regarding Indian economy. Okay, mixed economy. Our economy is a mixed economy. But before going to teach regarding mixed economy, I must have to give the sub concept regarding capitalist economy. I have to explain regarding capitalist economy. Then I have to explain regarding socialist economy. Then I have to come to the topic to the mixed economy. So I can prepare a concept map so that my concept is the Indian economy, mixed economy, but under that sub concepts are there capitalist economy and socialist economy and how it is there both, and under that I have to explain regarding public sectors, I have to explain regarding private sectors, and I have to nowadays one more is that with in with the share with the private and public sector. So these are the sub concepts I have to involve in that. So for that purpose, we can make a map regarding the concept and the sub concepts, and briefly we can present that map so that children can understand how they can proceed after one concept to another concept. So it will be more understandable for the children. So that is the concept mapping method.
Okay, okay. There is another question by Keshav Pradhan. He is
Yes,
asking
sir.
what is nationalist approach to teach history? Nationalist approach to teach history.
Nationalist approach means the approach is we are using in history to teach history. Mostly the topics in history where we want to create our main objective is to create the nationalist feelings and we want to create patriotism, love for the nations. That approach is called as the nationalist approach. But it can be taught either by the discussion or the lecture method, but not that specifically any steps are there in the nationalist approach.
Okay, madam, one student is requesting you to share the PPT with him so that I know he will learn from your PPT.
Okay, I can say, sir. Where, sir,
You
in
can you
which I
can
has to say?
you can send it to Regional Center RC Bhubaneswar address so that let's
RC
say
Bhubaneswar,
at
mail, sir.
email
Yes, sir. I will send, sir.
RC Bhubaneswar at ignore.ac.in so that it can be shared among the learners.
Okay, sir. I will send.
So there is another question by Manas Behra. He is asking
Yes,
about
sir.
what is fiscal economy. Please explain.
Fiscal economy. Fiscal economy means that the dealing with the collection of revenue and the expenditure of the government. It is called as the fiscal study of fiscal. Okay. The how the government is going to collect the revenue from the different sector by imposing different types of tax, and after collection of that revenue, how government is going to spend the money for the different sector, government expenditure, and what is the balance between that revenue and expenditure, which is mostly called as the budget. We are going to get that is deficit budget or we are going to get a surplus budget. These the study of all these things are called as the fiscal economy.
Okay. There is a question by Devasis Rao. He's asking how political science is functional study of natural science. How it is a
Yes,
functional study of
function.
natural science.
Political science is always related to natural science because political science is the science of rules, administrations, and the government. Okay, and each and everything is influenced by the natural science. Whatever may be the government policy and all those things are there, it is going to influence by the natural science because we know we are there in a natural setup and which we are creating a artificial things. Suppose we can say political science, these are the things are created by the human beings. Okay, we can say political science is artificial science, but it is must be influenced by the natural science. Common thing, it is must be influenced by the natural. Suppose now you can tell, now the natural thing is that is this COVID-19 is a natural phenomenon. Now it is occurred. Okay, but definitely now it will influence the political the different policy. It will influence the policy. It will bring the political change. It will bring the economical change. Definitely. So that is the functional policy of functional science of the natural science.
Okay. So if there is any question by anybody, he or she can directly ask questions.
Hello,
Yes.
Yes.
ma'am. How we
Yes.
show act of an incident on timeline while we are teaching in history?
What? Please tell again.
Hello,
Yes. I'm listening.
tell me about timeline.
Timeline already I told to you, it is there, you must study material just say. Briefly, actually, by telling you can't understand the timeline. Timeline means there will be the two main lines. One will be called as the main line, another will be the extended line. Okay. And
Yes,
suppose one thing you want to tell, you want to explain, that thing specifically you have to mention in the extended line. Suppose, tell example, I want to explain regarding Indian freedom movement. Okay, Indian freedom movement विषय मत पिलाମାନଙ୍କୁ explain କରିବାର ଅଛି କିନ୍ତୁ Indian freedom movement କହିଲେ ଆମେ 1857 ରୁ 1947 ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ବହୁତ ଗୁଡା ଇନସିଡେନ୍ସ ଅଛି ଓକେ ସବୁ ଇନସିଡେନ୍ସ କୁ ଆମେ explain କରିପାରିବା ନାହିଁ ଆମେ ମାନଙ୍କର explain କରିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛେ when there is the interference of Gandhi and we want to explain those period okay suppose Gandhi came to Indian freedom movement in 1915 1915 so from that time to 1947, I have to specify more. Okay, so I have to represent that time period in the extended line. But in the main line, I can take the main line from 1857 to 1947. Main line, suppose I have taken from 1857 to 1947. But from that, I have to give importance from 1915 to 1947. So 1915 to 1957 will be represented in the extended line. But my main line is from 1857 to 1947. Okay? And then what are the specific incidents are there in the specific line? Suppose I can tell salt satyagraha. I have to mention that. Then Jallianwala Bagh in the 19 I have to mention that. Then Cripps Commission. Simon Commission, I had to mention then Quit India Movement, when the Quit India Movement was there, that year I had to mention that. Those things can be mentioned in the extended line. Okay?
yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
So Hemant Pradhan is asking how can we use postmodernist approach in history?
So how can you use?
Postmodernist approach.
Postmodernist approach, already I told it to you. Postmodernist approach is a constructivist approach. Okay? Constructivist approach, in constructivism, we do not believe to teach the ready-made knowledge to them. We believe that children will learn everything from their own experience and they will construct their own knowledge. Okay? So this post-constructivist approach is a modern approach where we directly teacher will not teach the concept to them. Okay? We will teach the concept by providing the experience to the children. Suppose we want to teach regarding a particular concept, we first of all provide the situation to experience it. and from that, children of their own will construct the knowledge. If anything lagging, that as a teacher, the teacher will supplement it. That is the post-modernist approach. It is a constructivist approach.
Madam, namaste. What is the
Namaste.
difference? What is the difference between BOS group and affinity group? Difference between BOS group and affinity group.
BOS group.
BOS, BUZZ, BOS group and affinity group. In peer learning strategies in geography.
Peer learning strategy रे BOS group और affinity group. अच्छा अच्छा बुझी.
Yes madam.
ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ peer learning group କରୁଛେ ସେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ peer learning group କଲା ବେଳେ ଆମେ କଣ କରୁଛେ ଯେତେବେଳେ peer learning ମାନେ କଣ ପିଲାମାନେ ସେମାନଙ୍କ ସହିତ ରହିକି ନିଜେ ନିଜେ ଶିଖିବେ. ଏଇଠି କେବଳ ଟିଚର ଏଜ ଏ ଫାସିଲିଟେଟର ରହିବେ. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗ୍ରୁପ ତିଆରି କରୁଛେ ଆମେ କଣ କରୁଛେ ଯୋଉ ପିଲାମାନେ ଟିକେ ଇନିସିଏଟିଭ ଥିବେ ଯୋଉମାନଙ୍କର ଟିକେ ଅଲରେଡି ତା ଉପରେ ଟିକେ ମାଷ୍ଟରି ଥିବ ଆମେ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ନେଇକି ଗୋଟେ ଗ୍ରୁପ କରିଥିବା ବୁଝିଲା ଯୋଉ ଗ୍ରୁପ ଟା କି ଲିଡ୍ କରିବେ ଯୋଉ ଗ୍ରୁପ ଲିଡ୍ କରିପାରିବେ ଯୋଉମାନେ ଅଲଗା ମାନଙ୍କୁ ବୁଝେଇ ଦେଇପାରିବେ ମନେକର ଗୋଟେ ବସ୍ ଗ୍ରୁପ ଅଛି ମୋ ବସ୍ ଗ୍ରୁପରେ ଯୋଉମାନଙ୍କର ଅଲରେଡି ଟିକେ ଆଡଭାନ୍ସ ରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉମାନେ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ନେଇ ଗୋଟେ ଗ୍ରୁପ ତିଆରି କରିଛି ହେଲା ଆଉ ମୋର ଅଦର ଗ୍ରୁପ୍ସ ଅଛନ୍ତି I can send one members from the boss group to other groups so that they can take the initiative in other groups. ବୁଝିପାରିଲ? ଆମେ ଗ୍ରୁପ ରେ
I want to know difference the BOS group and affinity group.
डिफरेंस होची बॉस ग्रुप रे ଆମେ ଟିକେ ଆଡଭାନ୍ସ ଥିବା ପିଲାମାନେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯୋଉଥିରେ କି ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ ଅଳ୍ପ ଟ୍ରେନିଂ ଦେଲେ ବି ସେମାନେ ଆମେ ଅଳ୍ପ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ଏନରିଚ କରିଲେ ସେମାନେ ପରଫେକ୍ଟ ହେବେ ପ୍ଲସ୍ ତାପରେ ଆମେ ସେମାନଙ୍କୁ ରେସ୍ପନ୍ସିବିଲିଟି ଦେବା ସେମାନେ ସେ ଏଫିନିଟି ଗ୍ରୁପ ର ଲିଡିଂ ନେବେ.
Okay, thank you. Hello.
हाँ.
Yes,
हो.
yes.
Ma'am, how is the debate
हाँ,
method better than the traditional teaching learning method?
Debate method is not a traditional teaching method. It is a now popularly used method to teach different political science concepts, different economic issue. It is not a traditional method. It is now popularly used method in social science. Debate method होचे हमें जेमिति debate conduct करूचे debate रे जहाँ rules regulations अच्छी we can follow and by conducting the debate we can teach many political science and economic concepts to our children. Debate रे तमें जाने चाहिए अगर pros अच्छी cons अच्छी we can pair the groups. One group will be in for and one group in the against and they will do the debate and at last we will conclude it and as a teacher you will facilitate it.
हाँ मैडम मैडम अच्छी ह्यूमन जियोग्राफी और बायोजियोग्राफी.
Yes. Biogeography is going to involve all other living organisms also. But human geography we are dealing with mostly human behavior.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
The
Namaste.
Madam, in resource.
The very term indicates that human means human. Bio means every biological object that you see in front of you. It is as simple as that.
Yes,
Hello,
sir,
ma'am.
yes, sir.
हाँ, yes.
Hello, ma'am. Namaste.
हाँ, नमस्ते.
Ma'am, artifacts and archives resource of history.
Archives गुड़ा को पहले हमें mostly जो थे primary resource गुड़ा को store करा जाते हैं, like museum, but there हमें पाएगा जे हमारो direct documents, direct pictures और जोड़े कि primary resource गुड़ा को जोड़े save देता है, so that like a museum only. Archives also like a museum. Then we want to collect the primary resources, we are going for that. Artifacts mean the things made by us. We have prepared a model. We have prepared things are stored in one things. Okay.
Handmade things.
Handmade things. Handmade models. Then any pictures like that we collected. We prepared the things and they saved all those things. That is artifacts.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes.
Madam, what are
Yes.
the concept of experimental learning? Concepts of experimental learning.
Experimental learning means learning which occur due to experiment. Okay. And we cannot only directly teach the knowledge or directly inculcate the knowledge. We give the scope for experiment. That is experimental learning. एक्सपेरिमेंट କରିକି ଯେକୌଣସି ଜିନିଷ ଶିଖିବା ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟଲି ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଡାଇରେକ୍ଟ ନଲେଜ ଟା ନ ଦେଇକି ଆମେ that will provide the scope for experiment. Experimental learning.
Yes,
Suppose
madam.
ଆମେ डायरेक्टली ଆମେ एडिशन ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ଶିଖଉଛେ 2 + 2 4 ହେଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ମୁଁ डायरेक्ट 2 + 2 4 କହିବି ମୁଁ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ଶିଖେଇବିନି 2 + 2 କଣ ହବ ମତେ ତା ପାଇଁ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଏକ୍ସପେରିମେଣ୍ଟ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ମୁଁ ତାକୁ ଦିଟା ପେନ୍ ଦେଲି ଆଉ ଦିଟା ପେନ୍ ଦେଲି ଦିଟା ପେନ୍ ଆସିଲା କିମ୍ବା ଦିଟା ଚକଲେଟ୍ ଦେଲି ଆଉ ଦିଟା ଚକଲେଟ୍ ଦେଲି they will do the different type of experiment after that they will reach in the conclusion that 2 + 2 is 4 but mostly what occur ଆମେ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ରେ ବ୍ଲାକ୍ ବୋର୍ଡ ରେ ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ ଶିଖେଇଲେ 2 + 2 ପିଲା ଶିଖିଲେ ଯେ 2 + 2 4 but in the real they cannot do it ହେଲା ସେଇ ଜିନିଷ ଯୋଉଟା କି ଆମେ ଯେକୌଣସି କନସେପ୍ଟ ଟା ପଢେଇଲା ପୂର୍ବରୁ first will give the scope for experiment they will do the experiment and will learn that is experimental learning.
Is there any other question by anybody?
Hello.
Okay.
Madam, what is the difference between approach and method? When we say inductive approach and inductive method, there is what difference?
No, not approach. Approach is a broad concept. In that, method is one. Okay. Approach is a broad concept. Inductive approach, inductive method, same thing only. But approach means in which way we can proceed. In out of that one method, we can take the use of more methods also, multi methods. It is a broad concept out of in which method is one of the part. Sir, I think sir can explain it more.
See,
Which text structures
you
are
see,
mainly
I
used
will
in
give you one
teaching learning
approach.
of social sciences now?
Yes.
You see, just I will give you one example. As you have asked about the approach, there is a small hillock, and there are 4-5 ways to reach the top. You can take one path to reach the top. The other person can take the other path, isn't it? So these are different ways. These are different approaches to go to the top, isn't it? So approaches are like that. And method, you see, method is the technique of conveying the concept to the student, or explaining the concept to the students. For example, your lecture method, or your playaway method, or your heuristic method, or analytic
Yes.
method. So these are different methods to which you teach different subjects. That means your explanation is made more clear when you adopt a particular method. But the approach is little broader. In order to achieve the objective, what way you have to adapt, what way you have to pick up, so that they can will be able to reach your objective, isn't it? So that is what is the approach and method. Is there any other question by anybody? I think, madam, I think there is no other question by the learners. Quite a
Okay,
good,
sir.
quite a good number of questions have been answered, and that too up to the satisfaction of the learners. This is something which is very satisfying, and you have almost covered all the 4 important, dimensions of teaching learning. Not dimension,
Yes,
I
sir.
must say 4 different topics: history, geography, political science, and economics. And you have also told about the aims and objectives of all these subjects, the different learning materials normally which are to be adopted in making this making teaching learning very effective. Then various approaches and so on and so forth. Many things we have. So these are all very essential, and our learners must have understood and must have noted down quite a good amount of concepts which are taught today. And thank you very much to you. And I must also
Yes,
thank
sir.
all the learners for their active participation.
Thank you, sir.
Tomorrow we'll be dealing with your block 3. Block 3,
Yes.
our students must have studied their study, must have gone through their study material. If not, then please go through the study material and come to the online class prepared so that you can put up questions, and those questions will be answered by our resource person, Dr. Bhuvaneshwari Mishra. So thank you, madam. Thank you very much for such a beautiful
Thank you.
presentation. And
Okay,
thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, namaste.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir. Thank you, madam.
So you are all requested to please log off so that I will stop recording.